Hello, in this fourth video of Polygon Homework, we're going to combine the lessons from the first three videos. But real quick guys, if you're looking for what I consider to be the best 3D modeling tutorial on the internet, I recommend checking out my Udemy course. It's got tutorials on Blender, 3ds Max, CAD programs such as Plasticity and Moai 3D, and a lot of ZBrush as well. So if you want to master a variety of programs to really bring your skills up to the next level and master 3ds Max, Blender, ZBrush, and Plasticity, be sure to check out that course, link is in the description. Let's continue. So sometimes it's more difficult for users to figure out how to combine all this stuff together, so I'm going to make it very nice and simple. So instead of just having 100 Polygon homework lessons, we need to sometimes spend the time to combine these together, just to see how these various techniques can be used together. So in the first video we learned the importance of just moving, rotating, and scaling, and subdividing, and inserting loops. In the second video we learned the basics of extruding and insetting. In the third video we learned how to use circle to turn our selection into a circular object. So let's combine all three of those. So I'll just press tab, and right away let's go ahead and mirror it. Just move this a little bit to the right. I want to work from right to left this time. So mirror, and then subdivision surface. And let's use a lesson from my previous video on Blender Quick Tips to have a more interesting, better viewport behavior. So we're going to apply with normal, and we're going to also go in here and normals auto smooth. And also we're going to turn off this subdivision with normal in the viewport. So this way I could pretty much model like this, then press tab to find a result. Alright, so A, select everything, right click, let's subdivide. Subdivide again. Alright. So a lot of videos will kind of overwhelm you with very powerful advanced techniques, but here's all you need to do to get a good result, guys. Select a single polygon, move it back, move it up. That's it. I press tab. Okay, it doesn't look that great because we need to subdivide it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press tab, I'm going to press A, I'm going to press Shift E. That is the hotkey for activating our crease right here. So of course you can go in here, press N, make sure in the item, and then do it right here. We can also do is simply press Shift E, then move left and right. As you can see, we're increasing it. Tab. As you can see, we just get really nice results right here. Even without having to do any complicated procedures, we already get these really nice results right here, guys. That's what we want to focus on, is getting really nice results. They're difficult to do with booleans. They can only be done pretty much using this method. So we can stress this further. For example, we can use our scale. So we're going to scale this. That's always going to make things look more interesting. Tab, as you can see, just really nice shapes going on with very little work. Let's actually increase subdivision just by 4 right here. Alright, there we go. So tab, we're seeing things without the subdivision, and then everything else is applied. We can also turn this off as well. So pretty much all we need to do is press the tab key and we see our final result. I think this is much better behavior. So we can just kind of move this higher, tab. So maybe we can adjust this a little bit. So I can, for example, select this, move this, tab. So as you can see, guys, really nice, slick shapes happening here with just basic movements, guys. Just kind of basic movements. Just be like a martial arts master. Don't have to do 1,000 fancy flips. Just a single movement. And there we go. Interesting results. Let's select edges. Let's select this edge. Move it a little bit to the left. Tab. Interesting result. Tab. Let's move this vertex a little bit to the left. Tab. Interesting transition happening here. So really nice things happening here, guys, with very, very little work. That's what you want to focus on in this video. Let's select this edge, move it down a little bit. Tab. Alright. Maybe we can select this, move it a little bit. Tab. There we go. Maybe we can select this, move it a little bit. Tab. Interesting results. Here we can press GG. Just going to move it on this. And then GG again. There we go. Good game. Alright. So that is just moving things. Let's get a little bit of extrude action going in here as well. So let's insert a loop through here. I'm going to select this top edge, move it a little bit to the right. Actually, let's press A and let's just subdivide. There we go. And maybe I can insert a loop. Actually, I'm going to undo the subdivide. I think it's a little bit too complex at this stage. What I'm going to do is just insert a loop here and then down here as well. Tab. Alright, making sure everything is still looking fine. Alright. So I'm going to select this and extrude it inwards. All right, I'm going to scale it on the Z-axis. So it's almost like we have this angle and then it's more flat right here. Tab. Alright, we need to go ahead and press A and just reset up our creases here. There we go. Alright, you notice though there is a problem happening here. We have this strangeness happening here, this kind of strange result here. That's because as you work here, sometimes edges have different crease values. So you can see, for example, this is 0.55 and this is 0.48. So we're going to press A to select everything. We're going to make it all 0. I'm going to bring it all back to, let's say, somewhere around 0.5. And now you notice how we get rid of that strangeness right here. So what I'm going to do is just hold Alt, left click, let's move this here. Alright, and let's do a little bit of extrusion here, and let's scale right away. Tab. Alright, I'm going to press A, just move everything to the right. EF to even that out. Here we can either extrude this or move it. So if we just move it, we kind of get this smoothness happening right here. Because when we insert a loop, guys, you can notice how the loop did not take on the characteristics, the attributes of the edge crease. So these are previously creased edges, whereas these new loops are not creased, which means that we get this nice smoothness right here. So sometimes you can combine things like this. We can also do things like move this up a little bit. So notice how we just get these really nice shapes happening here with just very little effort. I can just select these two things. I can just move this down and look at this. Look at this nice transition happening. I'm going to press A, just move everything to the right a little bit here. Maybe a little bit more. And so, notice how we get these nice transitions. I'm going to just use, actually, let's not use support loops here. Let us just use creasing. So I'm going to select this right here. Shift E. Let's crease this a little bit. There we go. And let's crease this a little bit as well. Shift E. So look at this, guys. Look at these nice transitions going from sharpness to just smoothness here. These are the kinds of things I want you to focus on in this polygon homework. Is just kind of focus on these nice transitions. We did learn one new tool actually, Shift E, to just kind of quickly crease things on the fly. That can be very useful as well. So for example, I can select this, hold Shift to add right here. Shift E, tab, it's now sharper. Shift E, move to the left. It's now smoother. So with this kind of behavior, the behavior of creasing things and then inserting loops which are not creased, we can take advantage of that as well. So I can select this. Just kind of move this a little bit here. So, I mean, look at these nice shapes, guys. Focus on these nice shapes. Don't think about booleans. Don't think of anything complex. Just focus on the nice shapes. Nice and simple here. Okay, I don't quite like this, so I think I'm going to insert a loop beforehand. Maybe I'll select this and move it down. So as you can see, kind of nice interplay happening here with the smoothness and sharpness. Just try and stay as simple as possible. Alright, let's get a little bit of circle action going on here. So I'm thinking maybe here would be a good place for a circle. Maybe right here. So I'm going to insert some loops beforehand just to kind of isolate our circle object. I'm going to select this and circle. Actually, let me just inset beforehand. Alright, in order for this to work, I'm going to need to clear some of these creases. As you can see, it looks almost good by default, but the creases are ruining some things here. So I'm going to select this. So what I can do, for example, is just notice how this is what it looks like right now. But if I just move this a little bit forward, you notice how we get this nice transition happening here. So at this point, I would need to clean up the crease a little bit here because you can see we're getting some kind of strange results. So you can see I'm just kind of freestyle combining, extruding in various areas here. Just kind of seeing what works, what doesn't work, trying to even things out in various locations. Alright, so now to fix things up, I'm going to press A to select everything. I'm going to just reduce it all to 0. Now I'm going to use select sharp edges to select all the sharp ones here. I will need to maybe modulate this a little bit here. Maybe decrease this. So what I will need to do here is maybe go in here and just add the selection a little bit here. And so once I've got all the right edges creased, what I want to do is solidify things so I have more options just to do some more circular little details here, for example. So I'll make the mean crease just a perfect 1. And I brought the subdivision from 4 to 3. What I'm going to do is press Shift D, making sure my cursor is not over here but over here in the modifiers. Shift D to duplicate it once, then Control A on the first one to apply it after I am out of edit mode. So Control A, that's going to apply one level of subdivision, which means that now I just have more options to do things here. If this is not enough, I'm going to press Control Z to undo. I want to bring this to 2, for example, and then Control A. And so now that gives me a lot more options to insert little circles of things here. So actually what I would do in this case, just to speed things up, I'm just going to go around here and just do various. I'm going to hold Shift to add this, Control Shift to select these as well. Press Control Shift D, that's my hotkey for just using circle. You can also simply right click, Loop Tools, and Circle. I'm going to also scale a little bit here. Now I'm going to scale, making sure this is set to individual origins. Now I can scale it individually here. That's just to fix up some areas like here, for example, where it's kind of going outside of its bounds. Alright, I'm going to do a double check around here. Alright, I'm going to just do a small inset. Alright, extrude inwards. I'm going to scale. And I'm going to do another small inset. I'm going to press Control and plus on the numpad to grow my selection. I'm going to press Shift D to clone this out, right click to move back to its original position, then P to detach it by selection to separate it. I will select the second object. I'll go into the materials, plus, new, and I'm going to add a darker material here. Now, to make this thick, I can either give it a solidify modifier, or I can simply just ATS everything and just extrude here, which is going to extrude and give us face in the back as well. So please follow along with this polygon homework and see what you can do using just very basic things. Just want to demonstrate that without relying on booleans, you get really nice results, sharp parts, smooth parts, just by doing a combination of very basic operations. Thank you for watching, and take care.